order. No. You're out of order. This whole court is out of order.
It's a story of men fighting for something against insurmountable odds.
I'm not a doctor.
Murder!
It's fantastic. It's something that's changed the world. It's totally American.
Takes you back to your childhood and makes your tummy just feel so good. Tony Dunn.
I am the old man of the group. I am the person that is most mature, and I am the only adult in this room. And it's Debate My Take. Boy, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. The fellas, we've been working so hard this season on all our other broadcasts. We have left the Debate My Take kind of to the wayside. We've been debating so much on Tuesday nights. I think that things are exhausted. Welcome in, Panthers fans. We're starting a little bit early, just trying to knock this out and get back into our routine. Debate My Take is an opportunity for Cody and Tony to go toe-to-toe over a series of Panthers, NFL, and life topics. Tonight, we've got 5 topics on the agenda, and you guys are going to help us figure out who wins this debate. My name's Tony Dunn. They call me the professor. And my opponent, my foe, my wheelman, Cody Lashney. How are you doing, my friend?
Tony, I'm doing good, man. It's been too long since I got to piece you up on this Debate My Take, man. We have a bunch of good questions prepared, but we figured that since we're playing legitimate football for the first time in forever, it would be a good idea to get on here and do a Debate My Take. And I'm excited to give you a smackdown yet again, bro. So let's just jump into it, huh?
Quick news though, is next Friday Christmas? Christmas is on Sunday, it looks like. So I guess Friday Free For All can still make it on 23rd. We'll see how that goes towards the holiday. We'll definitely bring you another debate. We're going to do the Debate My Take at least into the very minimum of until the Carolina Panthers are eliminated. But this is something Cody and I love to do and need to do more of. We just got to get prepared. But I'm ready tonight. I'm ready to go head to head with my foe, man. I am telling you, I can't wait to destroy you. Let's go.
It'll be the first time ever, but yeah, let's jump into round 1, and if we're gonna do it, we might as well be so official.
Round 1 of Debate My Take is most underrated player for the Carolina Panthers this season. Now, I've only put 3 up here on this image, but everybody is fair game. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first, my friend.
Oh, the opportunity to go first. Well, it's going to be a death strike before you get a chance to do anything, because I'm telling you, the most underrated guy, the name that we are not saying enough, is Marquise Haynes. Marquise Haynes, number 98, has been a good player for the Carolina Panthers. Really outside of Brian Burns, we really haven't had that much of a pass rushing defensive end that's been able to consistently get out and get after the quarterback. We all felt like YGM was going to be that guy, and really he hasn't done that yet. Marquise Haynes, on the other hand, I feel like has been dependable. I feel like it comes off the edge fast. I remember once upon a time when Mario Addison was his comp by Ron Rivera and said that he saw some Mario Addison in him. And I think that he's been a good player for us and isn't necessarily getting as much love this season. I think that he's someone that we didn't expect much from either. We kind of forgot that he even existed. But he's come on, playing in a big way. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being on our team for a while to come, Tony.
There are a lot of players that are eligible for this with the Carolina Panthers. Number one, because the Carolina Panthers have been bad and really just kind of getting it together now. So in many ways, it's kind of hard to overrate players at this point. But there's a few to choose from, and I'm surprised you didn't even take just some of the low-hanging fruit of Bradley Bozeman or Frankie Louvu or Deontay Foreman, and maybe even J.C. Horn, who is your favorite, right? You can talk about all of these guys. I'm surprised you didn't go after even your boy Brady Christensen. But I tell you what, I'm not talking about any of those guys. Not a single one of them. I'm talking about a man who has been underrated. And you know what? It's best when you don't hear their name called rookie left tackle Akim Ekwonu, who has come in here and just dominated since like week 2 or 3 at this point and help create one of the most or the best Panthers offensive line to this point. And here is why he is the most underrated Panther. Yes, when we're not talking about the offensive linemen by their names, that's a great thing. But we should be talking about Akim Ekwonu for Pro Bowl, for All-Pro left tackle. I think that what Ekwonu has done this year, Cody, is equivalent to what Rashawn Slater did last year. And all we did is gush about Rashawn Slater. The league gushed about Rashawn Slater. If our quarterback play wasn't freaking Baker Mayfield's, they would be talking about Akim Ekwonu in that light. Akim Ekwonu, most underrated Carolina Panther, and arguably, I almost wanted to put up this debate, best rookie Panther in the last, ever. I'm not saying ever, because there's some cool names up there like Peppers to Kuechly to Cam, but Ekwonu, he's in the pantheon of great rookie players for the Carolina Panthers.
Dude, isn't that what we hoped for with Akim Ekwonu, that he would have a season on par with Rashawn Slater? And he absolutely has, man. He has. I didn't feel right saying a big name like that, because to me then it's not they're not flying under the radar, you know?
Right.
Like I
Okay.
tried to pick somebody that was
you can try to defend your take now. That's
a
fine.
little off the beaten path, but hey, man, I defend my stance. Next one. Now, this is interesting. This is based off of a clip from Mike Florio going on, I believe it was a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, saying that he would not be surprised if the Carolina Panthers would trade for Mike Tomlin, saying that David Tepper wants someone with experience. He wants someone with the pedigree, and how Mike Tomlin could be that person. Look, you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
No, I want to take this. I don't. Absolutely not.
Jump on it.
Is no trade for Tomlin. Is that if you have to trade for anyone, I think that at this point is reaching when you have a man that is of the caliber and quality or very similar in nature to Mike Tomlin, and a defensive guy right here, a guy that is able to command the room, generate have leadership. I don't know if the upside of Tomlin is worth just giving away the picks. Is that what, just for stability, as you give away picks there? If Tomlin fell into your lap, okay, but to trade for him, I think is too much. I think Steve Wilkes has done enough right now for, if you want a guy that's got had experience in the league, a guy that's proven himself, I think we got the guy right here in Steve Wilkes.
I love JD86 Forces. Omar Epps versus Denzel Washington. Hey, man, that would be a great casting for the movie of these two. Listen, Tony, you know I want Steve Wilkes to be the head coach. I think fans of the C3 podcast know that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. If there was any other man that the Panthers should go out and get and make it express priority to go out and get him, it would be a Mike Tomlin. You know, to me, this is much more likely than a Sean Payton, who, one, Tomlin is not playing with the division rival, doesn't have a contract with the division rival. Two, this man has won 2 Super Bowls. Outside of this season, has never posted a losing season in his entire history being an NFL head coach. I really do think that Mike Tomlin is the cream of the crop. I would love to see what he would be able to do on a roster like this if you did get this man a quarterback that could actually do all the things that the offense requires. And hell, we might have that already, man, between Fear the Beard, Sammy Darnold, and Matt Corral. Look, number one, my option is Steve Wilkes, but far above every other candidate who could possibly be the Panthers head coach, Mike Tomlin is up there. And I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't be mad even if we did trade for him.
People in the chat saying it would cost the first. White Chocolate Espresso said it would cost the first to get Tomlin. I'm not sure, but is the more bizarre question is why the hell would the Steelers trade Tomlin? And the idea that people are even floating that the Steelers fans after one season
Right.
of a down year, I guess maybe they're upset that Tomlin he's won games, but he's won a lot, had a lot of winning seasons, but hasn't had like tremendous deep success in the past few years. But spoiled, pampered brats is what I would say is that. And if you're going to trade them, I just don't want to give away assets at this point. Right now I feel like it's just better. If you want to play it safe, let's stick with Steve Wilkes. Next up on the docket, though, is this was submitted by my bastard son, White Chocolate Espresso. He asked, he suggested we should debate who is most deserving of a contract extension. I went first last time, Cody. You're up now.
Tony, I said this the other night, and my opinion has not changed. It's Bradley Bozeman. It's bid number 56. It's the guy whose charity we raised a little bit of money for earlier this very year. Look, we have been talking about the importance of building our offensive line forever. And we finally are able to do it. We're able to pass protect. We're able to run block. And in large part due to the presence of Bradley Bozeman on this offensive line. He is a powerful people mover. He reads the defense as well. He seems to have a really good connection with Sam Darnold as of the moment. And I just really think that when the Panthers have been struggling for so long, trying to build up their offensive line to be one of the better lines in the NFL, you can't let Bozeman go. You can't let him walk out the door. He is not someone that you just replace. He has more than earned another contract. And I think that the contract that you would be able to give Bradley Bozeman is far more reasonable than the contract that we would be giving Brian Burns, which is what you pointed out the other night. We're going to be having to pay Brian Burns top 5 money in the NFL. But I just think already that Bozeman is a linchpin to this offense. So Bradley Bozeman, baby.
All three of these guys are deserving of contract extensions. They played incredibly this year. From Bradley Bozeman stepping in and solidifying the offensive line, Brian Burns to continue not only his ascendancy into the leadership on the defensive line, but really being the only kind of consistent stabilizing factor of a team that's been in a lot of turmoil and a lot of change, whether it be the trading of Christian McCaffrey, the firing of Matt Rule. There's been a lot of moving parts with the Carolina Panthers, and the guy who's been out there every week for the last 3 or 4 years has been Brian Burns, and he's been getting better from week to week. And then Deontay Foreman, boy, I'm telling you, we're rushing the ball like crazy, and I'm sitting here watching Christian McCaffrey go off on Thursday Night Football. Brock Purdy just did a peekaboo play, man. He faked it to one guy, faked the pass to Christian McCaffrey, and threw it over the middle to Kittle. I mean, gosh, those guys are cool. All of this is great, but look, who's most deserving? All three deserve it, but Brian Burns has to get the contract extension at this point. The mistake was not doing it earlier. I've repeated this over and over. You can't go next year without Brian Burns on this defensive team. Like, it's just simply not a feasible look. If you are going to do that, you're going to have to walk out into free agency. And either you're going to pay a lot for a premium talent, you're going to pay a significant amount for a downgrade in talent, or you're going to have to try to patch together some, warm bodies and draft somebody. So I think right now we're backed into the corner. I think that Brian Burns has earned it. He's deserved it. And now the Panthers waited. They waited too long, and now they're going to have to pay the big bucks. I want to see all these guys back on this team, Cody Lashley. But Brian Burns and Bradley Bozeman, the Bees. Ooh, quadruple Bs. The
The
4
badass
Bs.
bees, baby.
B, what is this? Not
Aggressive.
squared. What would it be? To the 4th power. Bradley Bozeman, Brian Burns. We need the 4 Bs back on this team. Deontay Foreman, I think we would be most easily to replace. My answer is Brian Burns.
Hey, man, that's a great answer. I mean, look, I love me some Brian Burns. I mean, hey, no bad answers on that part.
Yeah.
Switching gears here, completely off of football, right?
No, we forgot one. We got one. We got one more football topic.
Oh, you want to do that one first? I thought we were going to do that one. All right, yeah, let's do that one.
Let's do this. And you guys go ahead just to give the listeners a little bit. We're going to be doing. We did 3 Panthers topic, 1 all NFL topic, and 1 non-NFL topic. Right now, what we're going to debate, Cody, is worst environment that you would want, or most hostile environment, the place you would least want to play in the playoffs on the road if somehow we make it to a road game. The team, you can go AFC, you can go NFC. Where do you think the most hostile and playoff environment would be?
Man, I think when you add up all of the different factors that makes a good home playoff environment, man, to me, there's one that just screams loudly above all the rest of them,
Literally.
and that's Arrowhead. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, not only do they have an absolute super team, and look, both of our answers are right here in the chat room.
I know.
But you're talking about a team that has recent success, so they know that they're a good team. They've been to the big show before. They have a superstar quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. But I feel like for a while it would go back and forth between Arrowhead and CenturyLink Field, now Lumen Field, where the Seahawks play, and those two would battle it out for the most loud home environment in the NFL. But then you have the Chiefs fans, they add their little home of the Chiefs and the national anthem thing that they do. They're just a fervent fan base. They're loud. They've been there before. And yeah, like Jared says, he has been to Arrowhead before. It's really loud. There's a lot of good answers here, man. But when you add all of those things together, to me, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
The worst place to play on the road in the NFL in the playoffs absolutely has to be number 1 Bills Drive, Orchard Park, New York, upstate New York, Highmark Stadium, Erie County, New York, where the Buffalo Bills play. And I tell you this, is that it's got to be so miserable to play there, even for the home team. This is not only a hostile environment when it comes to the fans, they're throwing dildos at you, dude. You go there and they throw dildos at you. That's how they roll there. You got people jumping off of damn ledges and doing table slams outside. Boy, being a Panthers, this is intimidating for any person going in there. The opposing team, the opposing fan base. Good Lord. And on top of that, you got to endure 8 foot of snow, frigid temperatures. Boy, Highmark Stadium has got to be the most intimidating place for fans to go. Dildos, table slams, and here's the crazy part. This stadium was built, and they're going to be replacing it soon, in 1973. I was talking to a friend who went to this game, and he's like, there's only 2 bathrooms and 1 exit in this place. Like, so not only is it miserable experience, you gotta, like, getting in and out of there, going to the bathroom is awful. Talk about hostile to the players, hostile to the fans. If I was the Bills, I wouldn't even want to play at home. So give me Highmark Stadium.
JD says, hey, depending on what kind of person you are, you might not find having dildos thrown at you so scary. So, Hey man, different strokes for different folks. And those are two good answers. And by the way, this wasn't for Panthers
I know. I guess Philly
specific.
could have been one. I mean, Philly, you
Yeah,
get batteries thrown at you. I don't
yeah.
think they have it anymore. I think they got rid of the jail underneath the stadium.
uh, that'd be funny if they did still. I can't think of a team that deserves one more than them. But yeah, so now we'll get to our non-NFL question, right? And this is a fun one.
Tis the
What is
season.
Tis the season, baby. The holidays are upon us. Christmas is coming up. What is the most underrated Christmas film of all time? Tony, I already know that I have the best, most perfect answer, but I'm going to let you go first. Go ahead.
I was kind of trying to look at some things, seeing what I could pick up, what I liked. I thought I added this one little picture in the bottom left. I forgot about this movie, Ernest Saves Christmas. That would have been an interesting one. There's some cool answers of some Christmas movies that we've failed to remember sometimes are Christmas movies. But I'm going to keep it simple and clean. Something that's just an easy, I was fretting between two. I wanted to go Meet the Parents on one hand because I
Oh, that's a
love
good one.
Jesus is a Carpenter, Fokker, it's like such a good movie.
That's a great movie.
But I think there would be a lot of argument that it's barely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
If people argue if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, I think there's a more legitimate argument that Meet the Parents is not a Christmas movie. I'm going to go with a film that probably people don't think of much, a 2006 film called Deck the Halls, right? With old
Okay.
Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. And Danny DeVito moves into, have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay, so Danny DeVito is his new neighbor to the Mr. Christmas Perfect. Matthew Broderick is a Mr. Christmas Perfect. He is like a IRS agent or some sort of, oh no, he's like a dental guy, like either optometrist, some sort of like stiff doctor, like and he's so buttoned up. He's like the leader of the community on Christmas. He organizes everything, and he's known as kind of like Mr. Christmas. And Danny DeVito and his wild ass, little ass Danny DeVito moves in across the street with his hot ass wife. I mean, a hot wife. These two smoking teenage daughters, like when I say teenage, they are like 19 and just fire. And they're loud, they're wild. And Danny DeVito gets a bug in him as he starts to battle with his neighbor, and their personalities clash. And he decides he's going to take over Christmas. And his goal is to put enough lights on his house till it can be seen from space. And boy, does he do it. Danny DeVito, man, he can make a movie fun. I'm going with Deck the Halls, underrated Christmas movie.
That is a good movie. But look, I'm a 90s kid, Tony.
All right.
The movies that I grew up watching are the ones that hold a special place in my heart. And I'm sorry, but the one that doesn't come up enough is Jingle All the Way.
Oh,
the
good
classic
one.
movie from Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to find the Turbo Man doll for his son Jamie. He had forgotten to get the doll earlier, so now he has to go on a mad dash all over the city to get this one doll for his son. He lies to him and tells him that he hasn't. He knowing damn well he never did the entire time. And then on top of that, this is one of the last movies ever made by legendary comedian Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman was in that movie. He was great in that movie. He was the neighbor that would always be the goody two shoes.
Yeah.
Had all
was
the
he like talking his wife up or something?
Yeah. It seems like his wife is more into Phil Hartman's character because they have the best, hot cocoa, the lights, all the Christmas decorations.
He's
And
the Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. And he has a son. and he already got a turbo
Yeah, he
land
did.
for his son far before. And dude, it's just a good movie. It's fun. It's Arnold not taking himself too seriously. Classic movie. I loved it growing up. I love it now. So much so that I want to see this movie again. I feel like I need to watch it for
Yeah.
old
Oh,
time's
I
sake
think I gotta
and
watch it with my
relive it.
kids. My kids. I'm always trying to find good movies to go back and watch with my kids. Some couple of look is there's some people in the chat got some cool things. Trading Places, fantastic movie. Eddie Murphy rocks becoming a rock star at this point where he goes from 48 hours, which I just watched last night, to Trading Places to Beverly Hills Cop, and he becomes like he takes over the world. He becomes like singly probably the most famous person in America doing Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. That is a fantastic movie. One I thought too was a notable mention was Gremlins. Gremlins was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Christmas
Gremlins.
movie. They gave a gremlin as a present. There's a lot of good Christmas movies out there, and there's a lot of bad ones. But I am really excited to check out one that just came out this past week that my bastard son told us about, and it is called. Hold on, it's the Evil Grinch one. I always say Evil Grinch movie. It's called A Mean One. A Mean One. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have to go watch the trailer. It's like a spoof parody / horror movie
Of the Grinch.
of the Grinch, who's a Christmas killer, and they like have to fight him. So it's like that. Like I'm really believing that and Cocaine Bear are going to turn into like my favorite movies of
Cult
this season.
classics.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. No, that's a
All right.
great one.
So that is Debate My Take, brought to you by the C3 Panthers Podcast, where we're here every Tuesday night. We had a great show. What is today? Is today Thursday?
Thursday.
We had oh man, we've been rock and roll. We had a great show Tuesday. We had a beat check last night with Mark Burgeon. Or Burgeon. I can't even remember. Now I can't even say
Virgin.
Burgeon. And we had a Debate My Take tomorrow night, Friday free for all. In fact, I've got some cool stuff that I'm going to be giving you guys to talk about right now about some models of some projections that some people are sending me. Then Saturday, we got the simulation, and Sunday, we got the post game, man. So C3 Panthers Podcast ain't quitting, just like the Carolina Panthers ain't quitting right now. They ain't quitting.
Hey, the month of December requires the best of the C3 Panthers podcast, just like it requires the best from the Carolina Panthers. And we step up to the plate every single time.
Well, guys, we want you to jump in the chat. Tell us who won this Debate My Take. Leave a comment, smash the thumbs up button, and be sure to check us out tomorrow night, where you can be a part of the show with the Friday free for all. Cody Lashney, take us out of here.
Until tomorrow at 7, where you can join the show. You already know what we do. We keep pounding.